You do have to give them all credit. This is like the single most appealing looking location on the planet so far. Got that tree coverage, it's got this weird grody shit everywhere. That'd be a little off-putting otherwise, but now it's kind of like this weird, like, overgrowth area. I don't know, something homing about it.
Ain't in the mood to chat.
Well, excuse me, princess. Why? I still find myself asking why.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Can you not see I'm walking here?
You don't look like you're walking.
Physically, you mean? In my mind, I have traveled galaxies. Well, it is of no consequence, I assure you. I shall embark shortly with my legs.
To where?
I'm not entirely decided. If I'm being honest, I think I'd fancy a visit to Tartarus, so long as it's under the shield of my fantastical imagination.
Carry on then. Imagination. He's been here for a while, I take it. And I mean, can't blame him. Not the best. Where am I going? Huh, a ladder. Nobody look at me. I'm a very sneaky boy. Oop. Ow, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Nobody saw that. Very important to my sense of being that nobody saw that. Ah, you can double tap E in those situations. But only if the button's E.
For the price, I expected a larger cot. My bet's on citation in the autoloader races.
I think I'll go for a swim.
You can swim here? News to me. Definitely one of those locations that makes me wish I had a flashlight sometimes.
Keep walking, Rungleech.
There's a few environments that are just dark enough that you'd kind of think you could just turn a flashlight on. Because they look like locations of a game that's dark enough to need a flashlight. And all that.
You seen Arthur today?
No, but thank you. I'm quite alright as I am.
Wait, what?
Oh, you're still here. I said I don't require anything at this time. Run along now. I've had more than enough to satisfy my thirst for one evening.
Okay, seriously, what's your deal?
Deal? A rather bad one indeed. The fella swore Fallbrook was unrivaled in its leisurely pursuits. But it seems to me the whole town is designed primarily to leech one's bits. And now that I've run dry, or nearly so, the fellas have abandoned me back to Byzantium. You wouldn't leave a friend in need, I'm sure. Don't suppose I could just ask you to scram.
We're gonna find Katherine.
Can't fathom why you'd go searching her out. But it's your neck on the noose. I was told she runs the saloon.
Goodbye. Not seeing any notes around here. He definitely came across like he was thinking I was the help. Like, no, sir. Just a rando.
This is Reginald's
stuff all right, but it looks like he's not home. Let's search the room. Try to figure out where he's gone.
I'm sorry, is this guy not Reginald?
Keep walking, rung leech.
You just like to walk in front, stand in front of other people's houses like he lived there? You weirdo. Well, he's not hiding in the toilet. Anyway. Reginald Cheney's gold panning log. Day 152. Conditions fair. Location blah 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 blah. Report. I can't believe I'm still stuck in this law-forsaken town. At least I think I may have finally found a spot with promise. Down the tunnel on the riverbank outside of town. Produced 1 nugget and 2 teeth. I wonder if I can find a dentist who'd pay something for the teeth. Cheney.
Sounds
1
like
nugget and 2
Cheney's gone
teeth.
gold panning down on the river. I guess even scholars need to find ways to make ends meet in exile.
Not the first time we've associated gold and teeth, although I don't think they're supposed to be the same thing this time. It has been a reoccurring thing. Sublight, dry goods, and sundry.
I test every product myself to assure maximum customer satisfaction. If you doubt it, I can show you my lower back rash. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
That's a deal. Make a buy or move on. No rubbernecking. You're not allowed to look around at the products. In fact, you're not allowed to stop moving at all. You have to be in a constant state of motion, or else we'll get you. That was weird. It got bugged out a little bit. Damaged UDL datapad. Corporate datapad with UDL branding. When the plasma burns, specks of blood marring the device. Its previous owner refused to part with it until, to quote, over my dead body. Down the luck smuggler. We've read that before. The screen is cracked and most of the keys are non-functional, fused together from plasma damage. All but a few entries are unreadable. Of those remaining, only snippets can be viewed. Entry 1. Orbital Zauber, you are reassigned effective immediately. Must report to Site Safety Commander Sanders by 1600 HST. Transport provided by non-corporate contractor. Reliable. Oh, is it me? Is that the unreliable? Me? Proceed overland to Research East Town designation Fallbrook. What kind of a shithole facility is this? Never accepting a promotion again until it comes with a gilded. Hastily keeps losing her damn card. Expects me to find it for her. Not our fucking Swain. At least Powell is easy on the eyes. Shit-wrapped fucking alarm went off again before I had a chance to try the weapon. Seen anything like it. It's Chastity used it for a damn prank. Now Sanders is gonna lock it up and I'll net. Perfect for crowd control. Easy to maintain order in the township once they get their hands on glue. It definitely seems like the person in this thing got a ride on the unreliable. A Sublight contractor. When a Sublight contractor dies on the job, their aggressively non-sentimental teammates sell all of their possessions to maximize profits. This could explain why most Sublight contractors tend to work alone. It's hard to partner with someone who often weighs how valuable your corpse might be. Fair. This datapad contains the personal journal of Mercer Cole, a low-light sub-level contractor. Most entries pertain to slagging his teammates or complaining about shit-for-pay contracts. The last entry reads, "Can't believe we found fucking Ala Vitae gas in a hibernated Rizzo lab out in this dustbag." La Vitae? Olivity? Whatever it's spelled. It's worth a shit ton. Who the fuck used that to make candy? Looks like old Gertie's hunch is gonna prove out. Not that I'll ever tell her so. The way she goes primal at the slightest hint of criticism. Too much product for us to transport. Gonna need a ship to smuggle this off-world. Probably need Lilia Hagen to send a team. No way Malin can handle this job out of Fallbrook. Been working one on Remy, plying him with the pale kale ale he likes. Pale kale ale. Figure if I get him nice and sloshed, he'll tell me the password to that place. Did some exploring while he and Gertie were testing the aloe gas. Found an old elevator shaft at lab coat modding into the hidey spot for some dandified weapon. Thing's probably worth enough to make me a right top runger after I go back for it. Old Mercer's getting himself to Byzantium, you can bet on it. Can't let Remy or Gertie find out about it. Gertie'd go all full burn and demand I split the profits. Remy, he'd probably send me to the boneyard and keep it for himself. Yeah, that's a lot of science updates. Yes, I would like your assorted colored cubes. Hi.
No refunds, no exchanges, no returns. And no whining about it either.
Wow, what a
you
pitch.
bloody it, you buy it. Store policy.
Not doing much to sell me on the idea of buying stuff here, just actively telling me all the reasons I might not want to. Serious, like... yeah. Especially with the sculpted eyebrows, just kind of adding an extra layer. Getting the worst Joker vibes right now from Suicide Squad. Who's the top dog in these parts?
Town Sublight owned and run. Caters to a variety of clientele. The one you want to avoid pissing off the most is Katherine. Prove bad for her business, and she'll kneecap you without a second thought.
A town built on the side of a mountain. You don't see one of those every day.
Yeah, and? Do I look like the city planner? I wasn't exactly consulted on the blueprints when Katherine started building out Fallbrook. But now that you mention it, I reckon she had her reasons to hide us.
From who? Monarch is a lawless land.
We got smugglers, outlaws, mavericks, and Byzantium socialites flying in and out of Fallbrook all the time. Why openly spit in the board's eye?
Why the socialites?
They're so self-important the way they strut around, preening and flashing their pricey gadgets. Makes for easy marks. Keeps our pockets lined with bits.
Let me see what you got for sale. I don't know. I very rarely find there's much to shop for in this game. It kind of is a negative, isn't it? Light assault rifle Mark II. I think that's the one I already used as my starting point. My current stuff. And that blew my mind. How about you, vending machine? A lot of the same stuff. Ah yes, human remains. Popular inclusion in normal stores for normal people. He's just walking away? Wait, no, that's somebody else. The guy that didn't want to see me? Oh, he's the guy that explores with his mind. He apparently does actually occasionally get up and walk around instead of just exploring with his mind. Although I imagine he ran out of stuff to explore with his body a while ago. He might have been stuck here for a while.
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind.
Dullness of mind?
Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
Obviously too common an ailment for insurance to cover.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off.
You won't cover anyone with insurance if they happen to do something dumb. I feel like you edged out all of the use cases for insurance. Why is your office on Monarch?
We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium.
Huh? Why?
Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch, but financially speaking, there are certain costs to running a business from within Byzantium's walls. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is technically an extension of that address, we found it more expedient to conduct our key operations here. So we can... what's the phrase? Pass savings to the consumer, of course.
So you're dodging the authorities.
We prefer to think of it as chasing the savings. Turns out that not having to pay kickbacks, fines, and rent in the most expensive city in Halcyon improves our liquidity. Plus, Sublight keeps this place running remarkably well, and they sure drive business our direction.
What else can you tell me about your insurance policies?
Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages.
Who gets their eyebrows insured?
Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares.
Who would get an outrageous statement insured?
That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation.
Disastrous marriages?
Those are mostly for top rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss.
That's all I needed to know.
One thing's for sure. You won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon.
That's all for now. That's baffling. This is the big off-limits planet, and they're doing business here while pretending to work in Byzantium. So what do words mean at some point? It's one of those go-to things where a corporation finds cartoonishly nonsensical ways to technically save a buck, so you just kind of pretend that what they're doing and saying makes sense, because a bunch of people all benefit from pretending the thing makes sense, so, you know, no one rocks the boat. Well, this boat's pretty rocked, though. Like, I feel like her peaceful future is limited these days, given how things have been going. View recent records. I think time's paused right now, but I'm not sure. Let's find out. See claim to view. Ahmed Birtwhistle. Claim. Loss of gentlemanly honor and a good name. I entered into a gentleman's wager with several chaps at Billingsley's regarding the nature and composition of the Spacer's Choice product tarmac and cheese. I was quite certain the product did contain actual tarmac, and the companions wagered that it surely did not. Lo and behold, investigation into the matter revealed that it had been the victim of a gross misunderstanding. Yet how was I to know that matter of fare common factory workers eat? And how could Spacer's Choice be so irresponsible as to advertise that as its product contains tarmac when it clearly does not? The damage to my reputation has been most grievous. I find myself unable to return to my previous haunts for fear of the stares and the chuckles that will follow. My honor as a gentleman has been called into question, and as is the nature of my relationship with livestock. Excuse me. Resolution denied. Improper form work. Claimant forgot to say the magic word. Please? Is it the magic word please? Or is it bribe? The idea that they even had a thing to claim for in the first place is kind of absurd. Completely absurd. Fanny Cartwright. Claim. Loss of 1 fingers. I've been an assistant saw operator with C&P for 5 years. Most of the blade guards broke last year, and management never replaced them. I lost my left ring finger last week as a result. Resolution denied. Negligible damage. Claimant is right-handed, so the magnitude of his loss is minimal. Updated claim. Lost 3 fingers. The saw I was working on came loose yesterday on account of C&P skipping routine maintenance on checks. The accident took 2 fingers from my right hand and another from my left. Resolution denied. Self-disqualification. Claimant was missing a finger from a previous incident and should not have been operating shark machinery. Updated claim. Loss of 4 fingers. Oh god, it's gonna be really hard to read. The late shift left curtain away. Felt no one need me to this last for my ring 2 finger. It took off the last 4 of my right fingers or something. I don't know. So they collectively lost 8 fingers out of, so they're down to just 2 at that point. I don't know why that's making them worse at writing. I mean, it would make them worse, but it wouldn't make them unable to notice that their writing is not coming out. But anyway, it's seen as negligible damage, so it doesn't matter if they lose a left finger, which is fucked up in itself. It's permanent. It's a permanent mangling of a person's body. But then they see the fact that they previously lost a finger as evidence that they should not be operating machinery. So here it's called negligible, but here it's called so important that you're not allowed to work with machinery anymore, and therefore can't do your job anymore, which makes it not negligible. So like, the reasons for denying claims all contradict each other in a messy way. Filed on behalf of C&P. Assistant saw operator 16J, Cartwright F, lost several digits due to carelessness and negligence. She failed to heed prominently posted warnings about the state of our safety equipment, and her resultant injuries have decreased our factory's productivity and led to multiple stress headaches for management as we've struggled to reshuffle workers' schedules around 16J. Resolution approved. Okay, so they don't care about workers, they only care about the corporations, basically. That makes sense. They operate out of Byzantium, they're garbage. Person who lost 8 fingers, no claims, but the people who are really stressed out about how they have to get other people to do work for them, but you know, like they have to move them around a little bit because one of them lost fingers, really stressful. Better help those people out. They're still not doing work, mind you. They're just rearranging the people who do the work a little bit, which is incredibly devastating to them. Meanwhile, they say she failed to heed the warnings about the state of the safety equipment. But you're the one who manages the safety equipment, and you're still making her do the job, so she still has to do the job without the safety stuff. Warning people about the lack of safety features does not make no longer your responsibility to fix the safety features. Jesus Christ. He's got his gun out. Hi, you suck.
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in.
Every fragment has to be recovered. Hey, do you have that insurance?
Mind where you're pointing that thing.
Everybody sucks in this universe. Make it die. Make it all die. I'd like to kill it.
What are you looking at?
You're the receptionist, sir. Fucking weirdo.
Only thing worse than the swill they're selling is the service.
Hey there, Exterminator. Glad you showed up to take care of those mantis swarms. Hate those fucking things. Hey there, Exterminator. Glad you showed...
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Katherine sent you back here? On second thought, it's best if I don't know. What's your order?
Got any glacial age whiskey?
No, I don't have any... If it's only a drink you're after, the full bar's upstairs. This here's the Ante Up, where you place your bets.
What can I bet on?
Tossball, autoloader races, card games, you name it. I ain't picky. And neither is Katherine. We'll both break your legs if you lose, then shirk on paying.
I'll, get out of your hair. Man, nothing makes me want to partake in an establishment like being overtly threatened, which is a reoccurring thing around here. Can I go in here, or are you gonna get mad at me?
Uh-huh. You blind, fella? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Crude but forthright. I admire that.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise.
Nice to meet you. What's this? If by nugget of paradise you mean piece of manta dung, then sure.
You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening.
Sanjar said you know something about a corporation operating in secret on Monarch, like the Byzantium insurance company I already found.
Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the Northern Bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsomely.
I'll check it out.
And I'll thank you kindly for it.
Need a hand for hire?
If it's one that don't mind getting dirty, then I sure do. But how am I to know whether you're reliable, if not fully trustworthy?
I'm not just trustworthy, I'm buckworthy.
Against my better judgment, I do believe you. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that.
I get the feeling this is going to involve murder and mayhem.
Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid son of a bitch who's gonna get it for me.
What specifically do you want me to do?
Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details. So long as Clive knows resistance to me is costly and futile. Hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production lines ought to make do.
Any tips on how I might get in?
If you got brass knockers, you can shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, you can try asking Duncan for a disguise. Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Void if I know.
Say if I wanted to sabotage the factory.
Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery.
And if I wanted to kill him?
Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. I don't give a whit about the method or the means, just the end.
Sounds good.
It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be.
May luck be with you, since I won't be. That's a good line. Pretty alright line. Post-it notes. Unreadable post-it notes. Almost readable post-it notes. I feel like she should really prefer me just killing him over me sabotaging the facility. Because sabotaging the facility gives her new problems to deal with later when the place is all fucked up. Like she has to fix anything I do, including killing the cysty pigs. She wants the business.
Folks I never met before are my most favorite kind. So, what's your story?
Well, it's the strangest thing, really, but I was frozen in space for 70 years, and then one day...
Let me just stop you right there, stranger. My question, it's not one I really want an answer to. Not unless it accompanies some extra bits. Understand?
How many bits are we talking?
More than you can afford at this time.
You literally couldn't afford to pay me enough to finish that story, she says. Goddamn. You do serve drinks at this bar, right?
Your eyes do not deceive you. This bar serves the sweetest firewater in all of Fallbrook. I got some snacks on offer too from time to time.
This is a Sublight bar?
If you're asking if it's Sublight owned, then yes. If you're asking if we give discounts to Sublight employees, then the answer is not only no, but doubly no. Ms. Malin built the bar, the saloon, and the town to boot. If you got business with Sublight, I suggest you follow up with her.
I would like a drink. There's that iceberg aged whiskey, as mentioned before, but I wasn't 100% sure why it was mentioned before. Is that part of the quest for the food? Gotta get those sweet cakes. No, we're almost done with that.
Ain't looking for trouble. Nope.
Ain't looking for trouble. Oh, it's an enclosed booth area. You can't see me. I'm invisible when I crouch. Doesn't hurt to make sure you have those IDs. Although so far, I mean, there's we just talked about disguises, so there's like an opportunity to have it happen again, I guess. But I've actually only encountered the disguise mechanic once so far. We're like 30 hours in.
She's fine. Well, so long as you ain't on her bad side. Then she's liable to drown you in the waterfall.
That was some hardcore teleporting happening right there. I still can't find Vicar. He's just gone. But he was talking like he was standing right next to me. These things are just everywhere, aren't they? 46. Still not a higher number, is it? I want higher numbers, not lower numbers.
always imagined Fallbrook would be...
Cleaner, fancier, stocked with better booze.
cheaper. I've emptied 14-bit carts in the last 2 hours.
That's because you've got a terrible tell. Whenever you're lying, your right eye twitches like mad.
It most certainly does not.
I wouldn't steer you wrong, friend. See? There it goes again.
14-bit carts. How many bits go into a bit cart? I never really. I thought they might have been like credit cards where you just, or debit cards where they just are representative, not a direct storage device.
Can I help you? Don't think we've spoken before. I would remember. You look, well, I wouldn't forget what you're wearing, no.
Why would we have spoken before?
Most of the freshies spend their first night in the saloon. Fresh to Fallbrook, I mean. Me? I've been here going on 3 days now. I'm real friendly. Figure I've talked up everyone in town by now. But not you yet.
Seems it's your lucky day.
Every day I've been here has been my lucky day. Never won so much in my whole life. Aside from a close call during my wilderness hike, it's been a grand adventure. I'm dreadful blessed that Captain Criley hired me onto the crew.
Which crew?
You wouldn't have heard of them. They're just a small pot of smugglers. Kept getting their spoils stolen when they went to fence them. So they hired on a merc. They didn't mind my being so talkative, or them being my first protection gig. Captain Criley, he does ask me to shut it sometimes. In fact, I probably shouldn't be flapping my gums about his crew at all.
How'd you wind up in Fallbrook?
Well, Captain Criley wanted to take a pit stop. I'm the hired security, see? They pay me to guard the cargo, but right now the hull's empty. It's my first shore leave with the crew, and my maiden voyage before that. I can tell you it's been a real hoot.
Any survival tips?
Captain warned us to take care around Devil's Peak. The bigger beasties tend to roam the slopes there. Mid-morning, I thought I'd try Fallbrook's self-guided wilderness hike, the one that leads up around the mountain. Safe enough, else they wouldn't advertise, right? Wrong. Scarcely made it back in one piece.
Sounds like you had a close call.
You can say that again. Wilderness almost got me pushing up daisies. If I wasn't so fleet-footed, I never would have escaped them raptidons, then marauders, and that manta queen alive. To outrun him, I had to ditch my bag. All the bit cards from my winnings were weighing it down. A shame, because it was my favorite gun tote.
That's all for now.
Right then. Very well.
I'd like to ask you something.
Then I'd like to answer it. If I can, that is.
Just kidding.
Right then. Very well.
Don't go anywhere. Ha ha ha. She can't because she's fused into the table. And also she's an NPC in this game. It's like the most they do is walk over next door sometimes. A little bit. Ah, I've come out the other side of the cave. There is an end point to it. I kind of thought I'd just keep going deeper. Oh, this place is nice looking. I get the feeling the air might not be much better though. Very unfortunate.
If you're feeling like the civilized type, the waterfall's a good spot to wash your clothes.
Is it though? I don't know if I'd trust this planet's water to be clean. Aha. Mostly randos around here. So, still looking for Cheney. It doesn't say I'm out of bounds yet. So maybe I'm allowed here? Oh, here comes the monsters. Sprat Kings. Yeah, you guys got this with your nightmare guns. Jesus. No, the Sprats, they're dead, and that one's full of drugs. It's just full of drugs. Oh, poor baby. Why did you fill the sprats with drugs, you lunatic? It was a life. Oh, my babies. How were they even carrying them? Were they just inside them? Did they have needles inside? They appear to have gotten 8. Also, I guess there was the human cost of life. You're gonna be a baby about it. Oh, it's around the other side of the water. This was just the Sprat situation and nothing else. I'm sure it's perfectly safe down here in the area that looks like where you'd go to get to the Dark Souls 1 DLC.
What do you want? Oh, hey, Vicar Max. What are you doing on Monarch? I thought scienticians ain't welcome here.
Haven't you heard? Everyone's welcome here. It's a fucking worker's paradise. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Never worked a day in your miserable life. You're just a parasite, living off my goodwill. Well, guess what? My goodwill's exhausted, along with my temper.
This guy doesn't look like much of a scholar, Max. Care to explain?
This is the guy who told me about the book while we were in prison. I lied about finding a scholar. But I don't care about any of that anymore. I just want to inflict massive amounts of pain on this guy.
Maybe he didn't know the book was in French.
Oh, he knew. Didn't you? Didn't you?
Okay, I admit it. I was tired of your high and mighty speechifying all the time. It was just a joke, I swear. I didn't mean nothing by it.
See, Captain? I've dealt with this swine before. I know how he thinks. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. I was about to beat you. Severely.
Wait! I know who can translate the book for you.
It's too late for that. I threw away my life chasing fairy tales. Will punishing you fix any of that? Of course not. But by law, it will make me feel a whole lot better.
Max, stop. It's not too late. Maybe the answer you're looking for is in that book.
Okay. Talk, Reggie.
It was stolen from some sort of expert on philosophism. Weird hermit lady on Scylla. My father used to deliver supplies to the mining outpost there.
Weird hermit? Sounds kind of flimsy to me.
It's true. My father collected some extra bits on the side by diverting some of the supplies to the gal. The way he told it, he thought the book looked valuable, so he took it. Couldn't find any buyers when it turned out to not only be French, but banned as well.
What do you say, Vicar?
Fine. We've got more important things to do anyway.
Hey, I just want to thank you for saving my life.
Saving your life? It's a bit of an exaggeration.
Exaggeration? Has the vicar told you what he did to old Lem? He's still eating through a tube, last I heard.
Look, what I may or may not have done to some degenerate during a prison brawl is old news. I'd rather not discuss it.
Which you may or may not have done. People being cagey is always hyper questionable. That's why they call it that.
Can we talk? I want to thank you for talking some sense into me back there with Cheney. It has been a long time since I gave in to my violent enthusiasm.
Never mind that. Why did you feel the need to lie about Cheney?
You're right. I owe you an apology. I've been so obsessed for so long, I couldn't see anything else. You offered me a place on your crew, friendship, and I used you to get to Cheney. And even then, you saved me from myself. I don't know if I could live with myself had I gone through with it. You owe me nothing, I know, but I'm begging your forgiveness.
Okay, but I'm watching you. You ever lie to me again about anything, you're out.
Thank you. I promise I'll be nothing but truthful from this point forward.
What was it like, being in prison?
Oh, exactly as you'd imagine. Can't say I enjoyed the stint. It did provide me with plenty of time to think. The way I see it, the universe was snapping me back to where I needed to be. You stray too far from the course of your destiny, the world will try to correct for it.
Let's move on. So he has to justify even that to himself, his prison stint. It was the universe deciding what had to happen next.
Can I help you? Don't think we've... No, wait. I for certain remember you. Yep.
Yeah. Characters actually do get around a fair bit in this town. I've encountered the same people multiple times, even though I don't actually double back on myself very much. People are looking a tad more generic around here. A little tempted. The amount of money I would lose is getting just proportionally smaller and smaller, but it still feels like a lot of money to spend for a relatively minor DPS upgrade when it seems like I'm flattening everybody. So might as well continue to wait out for the next gun unless I actually start to get in trouble. I like to stare at the vending machines. It keeps me centered. Ha 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 ha. Look at that. Now that is some shit. Yeah, I was wearing this 46 before. That's a bit of an upgrade. Just gotta remember to switch back to it when I leave this area. Good luck. feed everything is more or less cleaned up for now. So one person has to be going to Scylla, which I believe is the planet I already cleared.
Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
That's not how the game works. I say, knock, knock, like I'm on the outside of a door. And you say...
I swear to the architect, I will punch your lamps out.
Oh, having a rough day?
I lost a shipment out for delivery. Barely made it out. Marauders got Keely.
Ooh, Katherine is gonna flay the skin from your fingers.
I know.
Well, have fun with that. Enjoy being degloved. A terrifying, horrible word.
Did you find them? Tell me you found my my Sprat carriers. Would hate should anything dire have befallen them.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Just tell me straight, don't hold back. I can handle it.
Retrieved your drugs, but Raptidons killed your carriers in the cove.
Sprats can always be replaced. Excellent. Oh, this is This is only half! Are you think you can steal from me?
I searched the cave top to bottom, that's all there was.
Search Fallbrook. Either half the Sprats got loose on their own, or there'll be some evidence pointing to the soon-to-be-dead snake who filched my carriers. You want your cut? You get me the rest of my drugs, no matter what it takes.
Why am I dealing with you? Maybe I should have taken the punch him in the face option after all. Alright, I'm curious. Who's snatching Sprats? Maybe more of them are still alive. Surprise, surprise.
Minnie Malin, get your twitchy whiskers back here! Don't you run out that door! It's a cruel world outside! Close the damn door. You'll let my Sprats out.
Oh my god. It's glorious. It's like a giant gremlin hellhound.
Damn it all! Now look what you've done. It'll take me ages to round him up again. State your purpose, or get out of my face, domicile intruder.
I'm looking for some missing parts. You wouldn't have seen any around. Sorry, missing Sprats. Wow. Parts is almost the same letters as Sprats. There's just one extra S.
Missing? Nope. Nope. Mine are all found and accounted for. Thank you kindly. Now if that'll be all, I've got an animal rescue service to oversee, and it ain't easy. Lots to do. Got a multitude of Sprats to spay and feed.
These Sprats you stole are drug carriers. I'm here to retrieve the goods.
Look, I don't care if Nelson sent you or not. You won't be hurting a hair on any of these Sprats' heads. I've killed vicious beasts for them. I ain't afraid to take on a human. Back out of this domicile, hands up, or become Sprat food, intruder.
There's no need for vivisection. Sprats possess rapid digestive systems.
You want to dig through Sprat droppings? Be my guest. Get your drugs, then get lost.
They just poop everywhere? Oh god. Yeah. What an honor. What a day to be alive. Yummy. Why is one of them a god among Sprats? Like, why is this happening? Are we not? I feel like we didn't even acknowledge you. Oops. The dignified tale of Steve Buckworthy. A god among the stars. just wrist deep in mountains of shit. Some asshole's drugs.
Got the goods? Because I know you wouldn't be wasting my time otherwise. Wink.
Okay, let's be clear. You're significantly way too threatening, and you don't deserve to be. This ends very poorly for you if you ever act on any of this. Yeah. Punch him in the eye.
What was that for?
Wink at me one more time, I dare you.
No, I wouldn't dream of it, really. Wink.
Punch him in the other eye.
Ow! Oh, for the love of... I thought we were joking! If this swells shut, I swear I'll... Nothing. I am not gonna do nothing. Don't punch me again. Please and thank you. Though, you put that mean right hook to good use getting my drugs, and I'll be more than happy.
I just got more reputation for punching him. I've got your drugs.
You do? I mean, you do! Of course you do! What did I tell you? Sure-fire delivery system. Works almost every time.
It appears to have a 0% success rate. Sure, until someone comes along and rescues them from their pathetic lives.
Sure, they're Raptidon fodder and suffer the occasional overdose when a container dissolves in their stomach acid. Wait, what do you mean rescued them?
Turns out some crazy guy was keeping them as pets.
2 guesses I know exactly who. And where to find him. If Bertrand ain't already dead, he's about to be. I owe you for bringing this breach in security to my attention. As promised, your cut, plus a little extra to show my gratitude. Now, if there's nothing else you need from me, I must go inventory my goods.
I've got some questions.
Hit me. I won't even hit back.
Oh, I know that. Lilia sent me to meet with Katherine Mullen.
Wow. You're either an extremely important person or slated for a slow and torturous death. I do hope it's the former. Either way, you'll find Miss Katherine Malin straight back in Malin's House of Hospitality.
What do you do around here?
Officially, I keep the books for Miss Malin, provide loans to the Byzantium Goldbloods for gaming, and oversee our drug-running operations. Speaking of, might I interest you in a purchase? I'll give you a first-time discount. That's 5% off and a free drink at the Ante Up. You're welcome.
Sure. Why not?
A shrewd decision. Here's your starter pack and your drink voucher.
Got any dirt on Katherine?
Miss Katherine Malin is one tough lady. Show her a bit of backbone and I swear she'll like you more for it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. That's all for now.
Sure it is. Wink.
Oh, you really should know better than to do that. You should have known better than to do that.
Don't go looking for a fight with me.
What, you think you're gonna win?